Give me a cheer if you guys supported the June doctors on their strike, by the way. Good on you. Not everyone did. I was talking to my Tesco delivery guy once, and when I said I agreed with the strikes, he called me lazy and overprivileged. I thought, you don't know me. All I've asked is that you bring my shopping to my front door. Then he handed over my bottles of Dom Perignon. Medicine's exciting at the moment. Like, they did the first human face transplant recently. Amazing. Also, though, I'd have loved to be there when the surgeon held that mirror up like a nervous barber. Because I think British people are so polite. Even if it's been a complete disaster, they'd just be like, I love it. Well, I was quietly thinking, maybe when I wash it, the nose will be in the right place. I don't know about you guys, but I've made my fair share of mistakes as a junior. I once put a catheter in a man. Now, a catheter is like a small tube that goes in the penis to help you pass water, right? But I forgot to replace the foreskin afterwards. And when you don't do that, the tip of the penis can blow up like a balloon. And the only treatment, even in this day and age, is for said doctor to apply firm pressure to the area for 45 minutes. So I'm there, holding this man's John Thomas. I'm not good at small talk at the best of times. You up to anything at the weekend? I'm just going to be sat here with a tube in my dick, mate. I didn't push the conversation, you know. Obviously I'm not weird though, like I did still continue to maintain eye contact. But the worst story from my check basically involved a constipated old lady that no quantity of laxatives, enemas or food fibre could budge. And the last resort is what's beautifully termed a manual evacuation of the bowels. My warm-hearted colleague, she volunteered for the job. She said, when she got the old lady on her side, she popped the finger up her bottom and then it all just came out. So she looked away, but then she was going, Hazel, be professional, finish the job. So she went back in, but then she had the thought, there's no poo here. And then she realised she was in the wrong hole. And then she came to me and said, Benji, promise me you'll never tell this story to anyone. Okay guys, little peek behind the comedy curtain here. Hazel was me. You should not cut that, mate. You really should not. You'll be pleased to know I now specialise from the neck up as a psychiatrist. Do people know the difference between a psychiatrist and a psychic? Whenever I get in a black cab and I tell the cabbie what I do, invariably they'll ask, go on then, what am I thinking? They're coming over here taking our jobs? They're always dead impressed. Obviously, we don't have the luxury in mental health of having, blood tests or head scans to get you diagnosis. So it's all in the language, which means we use a lot of translators. But sometimes, when the patient then translates, they'll like slip into their mother tongue. I get paranoid, they're like slagging me off. Especially if a little English word creeps out. I'm sure it was fine the other day when I overheard this Spanish patient say, en mi opinion, Dr. Waterstones es fucking unprofessional. Obviously, I try to keep people in the community, but when people are really unwell and they don't realise that you have to do a nasty thing, you have to section them to take them into hospital. But people are never happy about it. This guy the other day said, who the hell are you to section me? You're just a middle-class white boy who probably decided to be a psychiatrist after your mum once forgot you from cricket. And obviously, I was thinking, no, that's not right. It was my au pair. Once you're in hospital, obviously there's medicine, but there's other things to do on the ward as well. Probably the most popular activity on my ward is music therapy, because the patients can do karaoke. But we had this really important inspection recently, and trust the inspectors to walk on the ward at the exact same moment that our most unwell patient was on the mic, singing, Gnarls Barkley's Crazy. So Judith's there, going like, I think I'm crazy. I'm going to the nurse, get her off. But it's too late. Judith's in full swing now. She's involved with the other patients now. She's going, I think you're crazy. I think we're crazy. Probably. As it happens, the inspectors were actually really impressed. Said she showed remarkable insight into her condition. There's obviously there's like therapy as well, talking therapy. I heard this urban myth that there was like once a talking group, right, for people with delusions of grandeur. And they were going around introducing themselves. One patient said, "My name's Jesus Christ," which incensed another patient who stood up and went, "He is not my son." Obviously, the aim is to have everyone out of hospital. So I do clinics as well, but my depression clinic can be kind of gloomy, you know. It'll be kind of like 9 a.m. suicidal patient, 10 a.m. suicidal patient, 11 a.m. suicidal patient, 12 p.m. lunch. 1 p.m. suicidal patient, 2 p.m. suicidal patient, 3 p.m. patient didn't turn up, sure it's fine. Now, I do that joke obviously not to be flippant, right? But I think, right, if we're going to reduce taboo, and there is going to be parity between physical and mental health, we need to be able to see the humour in it sometimes, you know? And there is lightness in even the darkest of places. I saw a patient the other day who took an overdose of 99 paracetamols. When I asked him why that number, he said he bought 100, we dropped one on the floor and it got germs on. I think because of my job, you know, you end up thinking a bit about how you would ever do it. I think even if I wanted to, you know, probably wouldn't go, no, my luck wouldn't go well. I'd do that thing, I'd get my Tesco's delivery in, you know, vodka and some razor blades. But then, when the delivery guy arrived, he'd say that due to low stocks, they'd had to make some substitutions. Fast forward a couple of hours, I'm sat there in my hot bath with my replacement waxing strips. Wrists as smooth as a baby's bottom. The beginnings of an itchy rash, but which is in no way life-threatening. There's loads going on in research and mental health. I'm helping on a study at Imperial at the moment, right, looking at the healing powers of magic mushrooms for depression. And I'm the therapist who guides the participants through the trip. And I was warned that some can become hypersexualized if they get the higher doses. Halfway through, my first patient, Keith, he did start pleasuring himself, but I'm easy going. I was like, "Hey, this is your journey, buddy. You do what you got to do to heal." It was only at the end of the trial that I discovered that Keith had received the placebo. You guys have been nice. I'll tell you one thing before I go. I suppose in the interest, you know, of trying to reduce stigma and stuff, I've been trying to talk a bit more, you know, about my own mental health on stage. But I've never really told the story about the time when I, myself, was sectioned. Basically, I was trying to forcibly admit a patient into hospital against their will. And in the heat of the moment, on the legal form, mixed up the box for the patient's name and my name. Mistakenly sectioned myself. And the problem is, once you've been labelled someone of unsound mind, when the police come knocking on your door, there's literally nothing you can say. No, you don't understand. I'm the doctor. Right, guys, you've been very lovely. Have a great night. Bye.